Well, I actually launched into art at a very early age. I was born in Bulgaria, grew up in Bulgaria, and my father is an artist, so my first impression was for him. I studied art in the 80s in Bulgaria, my first art degree. Then I moved to Turkey, immigrated to Turkey, where I studied at the University of Hamburg, which was another sort of 4 years long degree. And then I went to London, I studied in London as well. So altogether I've been studying art for 12 years, and I've been practicing as I said since I was a kid. So it's been a long process, it's been long coming to all these ideas, specifically the ones which I explored here. It was kind of a natural process, which it was a dialogue through. I started talking to the curator who invited me to do this project in Dubai, which I accepted, and we started developing ideas. So I had to propose some projects to her and then discuss them. And interestingly enough, this was the first project I thought it was because what you see here, it's based on a sculptural model I made several years ago. I don't normally work with sculpture. My practice is based around film and video, so I make large-scale video installations. But I often reflect on the sites where I film. So what you see here is actually a representation, reflection on a cement factory in Turkey where I filmed the project in 2008. So this was the very starting point, the beginning of the idea. And then in the process, I've never been to Dubai, but I wanted to reflect on what I know about Dubai, so what I heard about Dubai. You know, I started thinking about the sort of the fabric of the city, the architecture, you know, all the buildings around, and I thought that kind of having a cement factory and calling the word dust breeding will actually add another complexity, another layer to kind of reading it. Well, I guess the arts in here, you know, we hear a lot about Dubai through the fair and the emerging gallery scene, and I think this is kind of the very good starting point. I guess in the future, the public venues will multiply and museums will come into play as well. So it's just kind of, it's a natural process cities like Dubai go through, I guess.
Well, this is an exhibition first of its kind within Dubai. This is the first time that Ergin, the artist, has exhibited within Dubai. And it is an abstraction of a work by Marcel Duchamp and Man Ray. It's based on an iconic work called Dust Breeding, which we have appropriated for the Pavilion and for the locality of Dubai. I initially started, after I finished my Masters, I initially started off as a writer before I was a curator. So I started writing for Art Review and then later became editor in 2003 for Art Asia Pacific. And I created a niche for myself looking at Central Asia and West Asia, which is how we understand Middle East. And following that, I spent stint working at Asia Society in New York, then working in Berlin, and at the House de Culture and Development, and then returned to London to work at Tate as curator of public programs for 2.5 years. And since 2008, I've been independent between London and Asia. Sure, I'm Iranian, but my mother was born in India, so I have a familial history with India, historical history there. And because I'm looking at Central Asia, really that's the glue that gels the Middle East and South Asia together. When you talk about Manasa region, that is really what is right in the bang center of that, which is Central Asia, the stands, if you like. I think it's very exciting, particularly doing something like this within a non-profit space. I'm more interested in the dialogue with the public, so museums and non-profit spaces are places that I'm more interested in exploring rather than going down the route of commercial gallery. And Dubai is known for its commercial hub. I just started as a PhD student at the Royal College of Art in London this year, so 10-year gap from studying, and I'm trying to comprise my projects and my research in Central Asia and the Caucasus. So I'm looking at further developing my interest in post-Soviet Orientalism and kind of looking at remapping the Silk Road, if you like.